This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So once again, welcome to today's session on PIPO. So this session is all about to understand what is a PIPO and what are the functionalities of it. It's all about overview about a PIPO. Okay, so basically, what we are going to learn is we will try to in these sessions. Okay, in the next coming sessions also, we will try to teach you this PIPO in an easy, understandable way, so that it will be easy for you to understand the PIPO concepts and work on them accordingly. Okay, and then we'll be having hands-on session on each and every topic that we discuss, so that you also can work and understand them in a much better way, and then work on it accordingly. Okay, so yeah. So So we'll see what is a PIPO and what are the functionalities. Basically, this PIPO is an middleware tool that has been provided to us by SAP. So this is an SAP middleware tool provided to us in the market. Okay. So this middleware tool will help you to integrate your applications, either your on-premise or cloud applications, to exchange the data between them. Okay, and this PIPO tool is an on-premise tool where this PIPO, or rather we can say it as a PO. Okay, so this PO tool or this middleware tool is an on-premise application where this will be installed or configured in the customer network. Okay, inside the customer network. Uh, okay, in their network. Okay, and then we'll see what are the functionalities and what is the history and all these things. Basically, this PO acts as an integration broker where it has the capabilities to integrate SAP and non-SAP systems also. So, using this PO tool, you have an option to integrate SAP and other legacy systems also if you want. Okay, where you will get an option to integrate SAP and non-SAP systems as part of your requirement. So everything can be done. Okay, so what are the major functionalities of your PIPO? So the three major functionalities of PIPO is build, integrate, and monitor. So what are these? So build is all about, it will give you so PO, your middleware tool will give you option to build your interfaces or to create your objects. So for any interface, the major important things are objects, right? You have to create these objects so that you can use them to integrate the applications. Okay, this middleware tool will give you option to create those objects. Okay, and then it will give you an option to integrate those objects, whatever the objects that you have created. It will give you an option to integrate them with other SAP or non-SAP application, so that you can successfully establish a communication with them. So once you successfully establish a communication, you have an option to either send the data or receive the data. So once you have sent the data or received the data, you can monitor it, right? So you just want to know whether that particular data has been successfully received or not. All these things should be done. So you have an option to monitor it also, that can be done. So these are the three major things that are available in the market, or that are three major functionalities that are available for us as part of this middleware tool, which will give you options to develop interfaces and to integrate them and to monitor them. Okay, so when we talk about these functionalities, so how you will connect? So when we talk about integrate, it's all about connecting, right? So how you will connect this this API will support multiple protocols such as HTTP, SOAP, SFTP, FTP, NFS. All these protocols are supported by PI. so that you can communicate with your applications using any one of this protocol. At the same time, if you want, when you integrate, you will receive the data, right? Or you want to send the data, so you have an option to take the decisions based on the data, and you can route the data. Okay, route in the sense, in this case, for suppose you are receiving the data from system A. Okay, whenever you receive the data from system A, you have to do some validation and then decide whether you want to send the data to system B or system C. So in that case, you can do such level of validation in PI, so that you can route the data based on the validation either to system A or system B. You can do that. So routing can be done inside your CPI transformation. Let us assume that you receive the data in a specific format, okay, where you have some specific structure, okay, whereas your receiver expect the data in a different structure. So what you are doing, you are transforming the data from one structure to another structure, so that can be done your in your PI. So all these things can be done as part of your PI, so that you have the option to either route the data or handle data level validations also. Okay, so this is the history or evolution of middleware tool PI. So where it has been introduced in the market with version as XI 2.0, and then we had this version till 3.0. Later we had this tool as renamed as process integration, or rather PI, and introduced in the market from version 7.0 to 7.4. And then we have a process orchestration from 7.31 to 7.5. So right now we don't have this exchange infrastructure in the market. Either we have a PI, okay, or we have a PO in the market. Okay, so we call PI, whenever we say PI, we say we it is nothing but a dual stack. Whenever we say process orchestration, it is nothing but a single stack. So dual stack means it contains both ABAP and Java. Okay, single stack means it contains only Java stack. So what do you mean by ABAP and Java stack? We'll see that later more in the coming sessions. Okay, yeah. Apart from this, we have other middleware tools in the market, which is nothing but cloud integration. Initially, we call it as a HCI. Later, we called it as CPI. Now we call it as CI, cloud integration. So this is completely different from this PIPO, where PIPO is an on-premise application middleware tool, and CPI is an cloud middleware tool provided to us by SAP. Both are provided by SAP, but whereas this is on-premise and this is cloud-based tool. Okay, yeah, you can see now this exchange infrastructure has been introduced into market in 2009, and then we had this till 2006, and then in 2008 we had this PI came into market as a new version. So like that, we have this tool in the market from the past um, 20 years now mostly. Yeah. So PI supports multiple adapters, where it supports communication using HTTP protocol, a HTTP adapter, JDBC, file, mail, IDOC, JMS. So all these adapters are supported by PI. So we are going to have sessions on all these adapters, and we are going to discuss how these adapters work and all these things. So basically, we try to basically PI application. There are two major components in PI application. That is nothing but ESR and ID. Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, so this is the architecture of PO, where you can see here SLD. SLD is nothing but a system landscape directory, which acts as a repository to maintain all the information that is available in the particular application. Okay, so whatever the information that is available, whether it is a new object creation or anything, it can be, all such information is available in SLD for you. Okay, at the same time, we have ESR and ID, which are the two major components for developing any objects inside the PI. Okay, and then We have some tools called Eclipse tool, which we call it as NWDS, which can be used to integrate. To integrate in the sense which can be used to access this ESR and ID to develop the objects. So for you as a developer, you have two options. Either you can directly. So for you as a developer, you can see here. Either you can directly communicate with the integration builder and enterprise service builder to develop the objects, or as a developer you can communicate using NWDS Eclipse tool to develop the objects. Anything can be done. So as I said, what is an SLD? SLD acts as a repository which will hold the information about the systems in the landscape for you. Okay, so what are the different components SLD, how it will be useful for you, all these things we'll see in the coming sessions. Next, ESR. ESR is all about creating objects such as data types, message types, service interfaces, message mapping, and all these things, where these objects are responsible for you to do data level operations. Okay, and integration builder is all about creating objects such as, sorry, yeah. Integration builder is all about creating objects such as channels, ICOs, business systems, or business components. All these objects are needed for you to establish communication with your third-party applications or SAP applications. Okay, yeah. So if you see here, this is the Java Stack page or NetWeaver page of your PA application, where you can see ESR, Enterprise Service Builder, you can see integration directory, and you can see system landscape directory, which is nothing but SLD, and you can see monitoring and home. So for you to launch ESR, you have to click on this, so that basically this ESR and ID are Java based applications, where for you to run this ESR and ID you need to have Java installed inside in your application. Okay, so once you have Java installed in your application, you can use this ESR and ID, you can launch them and then start using them. Okay, at the same time you can have a system landscape directory, which will be useful for you to maintain all the information that are available with respect to your business systems or business components or software components, anything it can be. Okay, yeah. So as I said, so system landscape directory, it will help you to maintain information related to products, software components, technical system, and business systems. ESR is all about the data type, message types, mapping programs, service interfaces, and all these things, so that you can develop these objects and maintain the structures and schemas and maintain the data level validations also. Okay, and then integration directory. So as I said, integration directory will help you to have to create these objects such as communication channels and all these things, so that these channels will help you to integrate with the third-party applications or SAP applications. So as I said, ESR and ID, these two components are Java-based applications, such as where these are based out of Java Swing-based clients. So that for you to run these two applications, you need to have Java installed inside your server, okay, inside your system. So this is how your swing-based Java ESR application looks, where this is the overview of ESR. When you launch this using when you launch this directly using Java-based component, this is how it looks for you. Where on the left side you can see all these are software components and software versions and namespaces. We'll see one by one what are these and how we have to create these, and all these things we'll see one by one in the coming sessions. Okay, so just to give you an overview, these are the software components, okay, and these are the namespaces, and these are the message mapping, operation mapping, service interfaces, and these are the different objects that we create. At the same time, on the right side you can see this is the mapping program. Okay, so this is the same mapping program that you have seen, where on the left side you can see this has um, different structure. On the right side you can see this has a different structure where you are trying to transform the data. Here in this case you are trying to transform the data from one structure to another structure. Okay, so this can be done inside your PI. Then integration builder. So using integration builder, you can create objects such as integrated configuration, sender agreement, receiver agreement, configuration scenario. All these objects can be created using your integration builder, which will help you to integrate with other applications. Okay, this is how an ICO looks for you. Okay, and we'll see what is an ICO, how it should be developed. We'll see all those things in the coming sessions. And as I said, along with ESR and ID, you have an option to, instead of directly communicating with ESR and ID, you have an option to communicate with them using NWDS, right? Eclipse tool. So this is the Eclipse tool that that you can be used, where you can use this Eclipse tool to connect with your ESR and ID. So when you connect with to your ESR, this is how it looks for you. On the left side, whatever you have seen previously, the hierarchy, same will be represented for you here. On the right side, you can see the mapping if you want. Okay, and same applies for integration builder, where you can see on the left side you can see all the iflows. On the right side you can see the iflow that has been developed. So inside your NWDS, we call it as an iflow, where when you deploy this iflow, it will be auto created as an ICO inside your ID. Okay. Yeah, so there are multiple mapping techniques inside your PI. One is a graphical, Java, and XLT. The first option that we use is for graphical mapping. Later, we go for either Java or XLT mapping. So, as part of graphical mapping, which is a standard one that is provided to us by SAP, there are multiple options or standard functions that are provided to us by SAP, which is nothing but a string, boolean, arithmetic categories. All these are multiple categories of functions that are provided to us by SAP. So using these function categories, we will try to implement the interface according to our requirement. Okay. At the same time, we have an option to write some custom code either using UDF or Java mapping and XLT mapping also. Okay. So how the message execution happens inside PI. So we call them as pipeline steps, whereas the first part of your pipeline step is a sender adapter. Okay, where the data that you want to receive will be received using sender adapter. Inside sender adapter, we will configure the sender communication channel. Okay, so using this sender communication channel, data will be received inside our sender adapter. Okay, and then our data will be received. Once it is received, we will determine to which particular receiver data has to be sent. Okay, once you determine the receiver, we will determine the mapping, so that how the data has to be transformed. That will be done inside your interface determination or using message mapping. Okay, we use operation mapping inside our interface determination, wherein inside operation mapping we use message mapping. Okay, so don't get confused. We'll see all these things one by one in the coming sessions. So I just want to give you an overview how it works. After that, we will process the data using receiver adapter. So as part of this receiver adapter, we will try to push the data to the receiver. So these are the pipeline steps that happen inside our PI as part of our message execution. So you can see the same thing here. So we have sender message. It will come to our PI using sender adapter, and then you will determine the receiver, to which particular receiver data has to be sent. And after that, you will determine the mapping, which mapping has to be executed as part of interface determination. And then you will do outbound value and you will send the receiver data to your receiver. Okay, then your receiver will receive the message. So it's a sequence of steps that you follow, so that data will get executed inside your API by going through all these steps. So this is the flow that happens inside your API. Okay, so yeah, so that's it about overview about PIPO. So I just gave you an overview about PIP, what are the functionalities of it, what are the different components, and what are the pipeline steps, and how the message execution works for you inside a PIPO. So I don't want to give you all the details in a single session, and I don't want you to get confused. So that's why to have basic knowledge. So I've given these basic details about PIPO, and then in the next coming sessions, so we will be having regular sessions on PIPO so that we can start working on all these functionalities or all these functions on daily basis. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them.
Shravan, Kiran here. So I'm a web
Yeah.
consultant. I know XI little. I know XI, but I want to learn PI, PO, and CPI in parallel. Is that fine, or do I need to learn one by one? Because I know the XI, so I want to cover both of them in a
Hmm.
parallel. Is it fine?
Yeah, if you already have XI knowledge, at least basic understanding of XI, how it works and how the configurations are done, so you can learn PIPO in parallel, not an issue. Even if you don't have that knowledge, it's
Yeah.
okay. If you want to learn PIPO in parallel, you can learn PIPO and CPI also in parallel, not an issue. So see, PIPO and CPI, some of the concepts are, see, I told you, right, we have
Yeah.
the standard functions, all these things, message mapping. So all these functions or the function categories, how they will work same in both the PIPO and CPI. Okay, the only difference when it comes to PIPO and CPI is the way we design the interface, that's it. Okay, so in
Yeah.
CPI we design the interface in a single call, where we design the interface as is iflow in a single call, whereas in PIPO it is not possible for us to design the interface in a single call when you want to do multiple integrations with multiple applications. Okay, so you
Yeah.
might have to split the interface and then do it. But apart from that, how the way it communicates with the other applications using HTTP protocol or OData or file protocol, mostly it will be the same. If you want to learn, you can learn both in parallel, not an issue. Only thing is you just have to practice and then keep up to date with the sessions that we're going to have. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Shravan. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
So the timings will be same, right? CPI is at 7 and this one is at 8.
Yeah, CPI will be at 7 a.m. and PI will be at 8 a.m.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else have any other questions? So same for a PIPO. These sessions will be we will be having these sessions from 8 a.m. onwards on daily basis, Monday to Friday. And then we'll be having these sessions for mostly we'll be having around 30 to 32 sessions on PIPO, so that we will try to cover all the topics of PIPO as part of these sessions. Okay. Yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them, or else I'll close it for today here. Okay then. Thank you so much for your time once again. So I hope we will meet again in the next coming sessions and start learning CPI together. Sorry, PI, and then have hands-on session on PI. Okay, in the coming sessions. Thank you all.